Coming up on Theater Talk.
Jesse, do you like Sunset Boulevard? I mean, are you one of those snooty critics who just runs down Andrew Lloyd Webber at every turn?
Yeah.
Theater Talk is made possible in part by the CUNY TV Foundation and Ellen Seagroff. From New York City, this is Theater Talk. I'm Susan Haskins. With me is my co-host, Michael Riedel, managing editor of Theater Week magazine.
Thanks, Susan.
Okay,
Who's that?
Lord.
Michael.
Who's that cute guy with the glass? What the hell happened to us? Jesus. And now you look like Yoko Ono.
So I have to tell you, 25 years ago to this day, we premiered on the Manhattan Neighborhood Network together.
Well, yes, we were young and sprightly.
Prime
And we had our whole future ahead of us. Big careers in television, and look where they went. Still doing Theater Talk 25 years in.
Merrily we roll along, that's right. But here we have this splendid group who I believe are celebrating a 10th or 11th year with us.
Is that all?
You certainly look like it, boys. Welcome to 25 years of Theater Talk. We're going to actually not look back. We're going to look ahead at the upcoming spring season on Broadway. It's jam-packed with a lot of very interesting things. And we're joined by Michael Musto of... I was going to say The Village Voice, but I think
I am back there, too.
25
years ago.
And it turns out
No, but I am writing for The Voice again, but I'm basically with Out.com in a weekly column, Musto the Musical. And your first show, I remember, it was about Subways Are for Sleeping and Maggie Flynn. It was dazzling.
Remember when we had the cast of Flahuli? They were doing
Puppets.
Yeah, that's right. Also, Patrick Pacheco, who's older than that clip from
Thank you very much.
New York, went on stage, and artinfo.com, right?
Thank you very much.
And Jesse Green from New York Magazine. And I must thank you, Jesse, for substituting for me when I was on the road promoting my book, Razzle Dazzle, The Battle for Broadway. And I must say, I saw some of the show. I saw some of the shows, and Susan just looks so much happier when she's seated next to you than she ever looks when she's sitting next to me.
Well, I hadn't yet found the buzzer that prods her. So now that I know where it is, it'll be...
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
She doesn't wear dark glasses with Jesse. She's not in hiding.
I want to say, as hip as I am, I have a very slight eye injury, and so...
That's interesting, but back to war paint.
I didn't mean to hit you so hard. I'm sorry. All right. Let's. You better cut that.
Leave
All
it
right.
in.
All right. Let's jump right in here. I wrote in my column recently in the New York Post that Hello, Dolly with Bette Midler. It's got a $25 million advance, and actually I heard from the producer, Scott Rudin, who said, wrong, $29 million.
But what's $4 million?
Right, between friends, exactly. This seems to be shaping up to be the ticket to get this spring, Patrick. And, you know, they've had a 4-week workshop. Jerry Zaks, the director, with Bette Midler. Are we hearing anything about her?
If you can get a ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get one, I think they're almost impossible to find. I think it sold out in record time once the tickets went on sale. It's going to just have premium price tickets probably from here on in. But it's just the marriage of a great name, Bette Midler, who's rarely on Broadway, with a great title.
But now she's
Hello,
not
Dolly.
doing the matinee, am I correct?
Donna Murphy.
Donna Murphy.
Donna Murphy.
Well, Jesse's got the
Not right
facts.
away. For the first 6 or 9 weeks, I don't know, Bette Midler's doing the whole thing. And then at a certain point, they will gracefully bring in Donna.
That certain point is after she wins the Tony Award.
Best might have something to do with that.
Leading actress in the musical. Then she'll be down to 2 performances a week.
But it's an interesting situation to have, you know, an international star in the lead most of the performances, and in the other performances, someone who's quite beloved and known on Broadway.
Donna Murphy. Yeah.
So
Well, it's
she
genius.
might well sell.
This is genius casting because Carol Channing obviously put her imprimatur on the role and is like a living cartoon character and was perfect as Dolly Levy. Then they redid it with an all-black cast and Pearl Bailey. That went a whole different direction. That was a smash.
And Ethel Merman and Mary Martin. And
Everyone did it. Jack Benny was going to do it.
Yeah.
Then
By the way,
recently,
that Pearl Bailey soundtrack is terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cab Calloway, I think, is.
well, she broke the fourth wall and just made the show her own, literally. And the genius of Bette Midler is she is not Carol Channing. She's saucier, she's wittier, she's more nudge.
Yeah.
She's more wicked. I hope Jerry Zaks holds a tight rein on her and gets a performance, not just
Well, you've known
Sophie
her a long
Tucker
time.
shtick.
You've known her a long time.
Oh yeah, I've found found her one of the greatest live performers really in the history of showbiz.
But does she have a tendency to sort of stray from the script?
Well, she
or
is
from the
wearing a
direction?
mermaid suit when she comes down the stairs at the Harmonia Gardens. But other than that,
It's a
she's
very
right on point.
straightforward production of Hello, Dolly. How is Hello, Dolly? I mean, it's from 1964.
It's
is
a
it,
great old
is
war
it an
horse.
old-fashioned thing that only my grandmother's going to like, or do you
No.
think a
No, I
young
think
generation can
it's
respond
an
to it?
old war horse that has repeatedly been revived and done fairly successful in revival. I think most of it has been Carol Channing. And it's a great comic role that I think she'll bring a new dimension to. Bette Midler, that is, will bring a new dimension to
It's
it.
based on a really solid play that also
Yeah.
works, except it's never done because the musical has superseded it by Thornton Wilder.
The
Yeah.
matchmaker.
The matchmaker.
Leroy Reams, who directed several versions that Carol did, once told me when I think they were in St. Louis and they were playing a big arena, and they pulled into the arena, and there was a big poster that said Carol Channing in Hello, Dolly, and below it said Antique Show, September 24th to the 27th. But you know what I kind of like what Scott Rudin, the producer's done, though, Michael, is he's gone back to the original David Merrick advertising campaign for Hello, Dolly.
Which is
Carol Channing!
Carol Channing and Hello, Dolly.
And
No wonder it's
show.
selling.
No, we know he's actually using the original logo from the show.
Well,
in the
look, we're
advertising.
all sick to death of redoing and reimagining everything. I'm glad that they're seeming to do this as a traditional show, and they're going back to the advertising. They're going back to the, just what Hello, Dolly represents.
It really wouldn't work as a reimagined, dark Trump era.
Set in a mental home or
Right.
Studio 54.
It works the way it was. Do it the way it was.
Yeah.
When you have a star like Bette Midler, Michael, and you'd probably know this, does she have veto power over the director?
I don't think you just hire a director and say, here's the director, Bet.
No.
I think she was heavily involved in talking to people, and she and Jerry, I know, get along very, very well. But I mean, Jerry's a great guy. I mean, Jerry Zaks is a guy that everyone likes working with. Terrific director, and this is good material for him.
And the other Jerry, Mr. Herman, must be thrilled that his work is finally getting revived on Broadway. He has not been on Broadway in a long time.
I know,
Yeah.
Jerry Herman's 85 years old, and I know he's a little frail. He doesn't travel very much, but I've been told he's going to make a point of coming up for the opening of Hello, Dolly. I don't think he flies anymore, so he's going to take the train up from Miami where he lives, but he really wants
Is
to.
he going to put on his Sunday clothes?
He's going to take the trolley car up.
You better get them before that parade passes by.
No, that's terrible, Michael. All right, a couple of other shows I wanted to talk about, Patrick. I'm curious about this. Bette Midler has got to be, I suppose, the favorite for the Tony Award, but let's not discount Patti LuPone and Christine Ebersole in War Paint, about the battle between the cosmetic queens, Helena Rubinstein and
Elizabeth Arden.
Elizabeth Arden.
Yeah. In Chicago, got okay reviews, but
It
I
got
understand they've
okay.
done a lot of work on it.
Yep, that's exactly it. I think coming out of Chicago, it was that these two star turns are terrific, and especially for Christine Ebersole to some extent. I
Yeah.
mean, Patti LuPone got very good reviews as well, but it really is this, face-off of the divas, so to speak, and that's a great draw. But the reviews did basically say that it did need some work coming out of there.
And
but
the show
a
is
good
about
score.
the show is about two women who never met, but the show dramatically has them meeting, of course.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
That's okay. But no, I love Patti LaBelle. I think she's a great singer. oh, never mind. No, but I talked to Doug Wright, one of the creators of the show, and he said Christine and Patti have opposite approaches to their work. Patti comes on the set and let's try this.
and
Let's
eats
try. Eats everybody alive. Let's try this. No, she's brilliant, and Christine is very calculated and has everything planned in advance. And they didn't clash at all, though. That their different approaches worked, and they
No, oddly enough, I heard they got along quite well out of town.
And is that to character, those kinds of approaches? Was Linney Rubinstein like that? And
Well, they're
I'm
extremely
an old
well done.
I'm an old gay, but I don't even know.
They're very well cast for the roles. You couldn't imagine them in switched roles. Rubinstein was a European refugee, so you don't see Christine Ebersole in that part. You
No.
do see Patti LuPone in that part.
And apparently her accent's hilarious, Patty's accent as the European.
And the show was written to their strengths
Yeah,
and their
right.
The
voices.
show is written for gays over 50 and by gays over 50. So I'm excited.
and it has a great score by Michael Corey and Scott Frank.
And directed by
Michael
It
Grice.
just, it
Pretty
sounds,
much from the Grey Gardens team.
it
Yeah.
sounds to me like a good old-fashioned, fun star vehicle for these two larger-than-life broads.
It's sort of like Ethel Merman and Mary Martin together again, or something like that.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen that. Well, I suppose Wicked had a little bit of that with
Yeah.
Kristen Chenoweth and
Idina Menzel,
Idina
yeah.
Menzel. But usually, one female lead in the show is all you're going to get. So it's
Right. Patrick, You know, there's a wonderful August Wilson play that Susan, we saw years ago, Jitney.
Yeah.
It's one of the plays, though, that isn't done very much, and you don't hear about it, but it's coming back now to Broadway. I think it's one of his best plays. I think it was one of his earliest plays, too, if I'm not mistaken.
I agree with you. It was, and it only played off Broadway. This is its Broadway
right.
debut. This is the first time it's appearing on Broadway, and I think probably next to Joe Turner, it's my favorite play of all. Of course, of the Hill District in Pittsburgh, which was the site of this 10-play cycle that he achieved before he died at the age of 60. I mean, it's an extraordinary body of work, and I think you're right. I think it was one of his earlier plays.
Well, it was written very early, but he put it in a drawer, and then it was completely rewritten in the 90s. So it actually, by the time it was produced, it was later than most of his plays, but it was
And it's the one set in the taxi cab stand, right? They're all hanging out.
in the 1970s. So each of the plays in this sequence deals with a different decade of Black American life in Pittsburgh, and this is the 1970s sequence.
Well, we have a musical about airplanes, we have a musical about the subway, and now we have a play about the Jitneys. It's fine with me. There's a lot of renewed interest in August Wilson because of the movie Offenses, directed by Denzel Washington. And in fact, Denzel is committed to producing, not directing, but producing all 10 of August Wilson's plays.
As movies?
As movies.
I think most of them are really superb pieces of literature, except for there's one, I think, in the 80s. Remember that political one?
Well, there's
really,
All right, they won't do
Radio
that one.
Golf.
Radio Golf.
Radio
yes.
Golf.
Oh, I love
Perhaps-
Radio Golf.
Well, there
Right.
you go. There's something for everyone when you have a century's worth of plays.
But it's great poetry. I mean, in the way that Tennessee Williams is, which we have as Glass Menagerie. But it's great poetry, and it's great to hear
And he
that
writes
kind of
wonderfully
richness.
flawed characters. People are very proud and kind of drive other people away, but have wonderful sides to them as well.
Yeah,
I was doing some research on him. I interviewed some of the producers who did his early work, and they said when he would present them with the play, it would be 500 pages. I mean, he would just bring the bundle and
Oh, really?
drop it on the desk.
Yeah.
And then his process was he would then just winnow away. I mean, the plays are still pretty
Would
long.
someone work with
but
him
they'd be
to
500.
winnow?
500. Well, yeah, but you couldn't tell him what to do. He did it on his own in a way. He just sat there and he watched how people responded, and he sort of could tell.
That's
if
what Cate Blanchett does, but she doesn't winnow away.
she's in the present on Broadway.
Yes.
I loved it.
No, but we're talking about the fact that it's 3 hours plus.
The present, Jimmy.
Yes.
Well, yes, but you could see that
Chekhov.
as an achievement. The original manuscript by Chekhov, which was never finished.
Platonov, right?
And Platonov, and it didn't even have a name, but it has been called Platonov. And he put it away, and he didn't consider it rescuable. Runs to some 5 or 6 hours.
And this is an adaptation of that?
And that didn't
Yes.
have songs by Depeche Mode.
This is an adaptation of the unfinished and basically thrown away manuscript by Chekhov from when he was.
It's
And
really
Andrew
it's a
Upton.
complete rewrite by Kate's husband.
Who is
And
married, but
Upton,
yeah,
yeah.
right. who's
Right.
married.
Any good?
Very good and very shocking. I mean, she does some dirty dancing. She's
There is the most amazing moment when they're at a party, they're all bored because that's what happens. a lot.
Chekhov, yeah.
But I've never seen this. I hope it's not giving away too much. She's not even the focus of attention that moment, but she kind of reaches into her dress and she removes her bra from under her dress and dumps it on the floor.
while,
It's the biggest
while she's
laugh of
holding
the evening.
while she's holding a rifle, a pistol, and a detonator, and playing Truth or Dare. See this show.
Yes.
Are you kidding? Are you serious?
That's what really happens.
Well, because
It's not very Chekhovian in that way.
It's more Alan Ayckbourn.
it has one of the great short lines, which he says, "Did you take my detonator?"
Again, not a Chekhovian line, but
And she might say to Sally Field, "Did you take my Tony?"
it's been updated to the Glasnost period in Russia instead of the
And for those who don't know, we should say that Sally Field is coming back to play
And it's-
Amanda Wingfield in the Glass
And we really like her.
Now let's let's go
Cut that.
through. We don't have that much time left.
I want to
Let's go
do Sunset Boulevard with Glenn Close. I think it's one of Andrew Lloyd Webber's best scores. It wasn't.
well, it's somebody's best score.
That was very mean. It was a big show with Glenn Close on Broadway in the 90s. She won the Tony Award. It won the Tony Award. It looked like a gigantic hit. It ran. Then it was so expensive it never made any money. But this one's coming back, limited run. And the interesting thing is 41-piece orchestra, I believe.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah, the largest orchestra on Broadway in years.
The original was bloated, and I think the best Norma Desmond was Betty Buckley. But
Yes,
she was
I
excellent.
agree.
She was
Yeah.
terrific.
she was superb.
She was.
But the interesting thing about the original production is that it was considered bloated.
Yeah.
And if you're going to bloat this production, bloat it with 41 musicians. Don't bloat it with the scenery.
Well, what's
which
the
I think
set gonna
stole
be?
the folks. focus away. I hope it's simplified, Michael. I don't know if it.
Yes, because that set was a big thing. About
Yeah, no.
Well, I hope
The mansion doesn't fly anymore. It's not all
mostly
gold.
a staged performance.
Yeah, it's a staged performance.
Because I saw a very minimalist production in London some years ago, and it worked beautifully. Because you're right, the music is terrific.
I think for better or worse, the show humanizes Norma Desmond, whereas in the movie she's this scary, brilliant gargoyle.
Right.
In the play, she has feelings. Oh, I don't know why I'm frightened and all this stuff. One thing about the part is that
You
you
look
can't,
like her.
You can't. I am her. You can't age out of playing Norma Desmond. It's like being an Elvis impersonator. No matter how old you get, you're still okay to play Norma
as
Desmond.
long as you're alive. Now,
You saw that clip of us 25 years ago. We're still Norma.
I see you in the
Norma
flesh.
Desmond.
speak for yourself.
Do you
Now,
like the show, Patrick? Jesse? Do you like Sunset Boulevard? I mean, are you one of those snooty critics who just runs down Andrew Lloyd Webber at every turn?
Yeah.
So you don't go.
I do like some of the songs in Sunset Boulevard, and I'm very eager to give this a chance. But I typically find, particularly the lyric writing that accompanies his music, to be kind of awful.
And that's Don Black, right? Who
Well, it's
writes the
Don Black, one of my good friends.
It's
I think.
various lyric writers for various.
No, it's Don Black here. But
No,
I,
no.
but I think As If We Never Said Goodbye and With One Look are two
Yeah.
superb musical theater songs.
Yes, I didn't. I wasn't speaking of this show. I was talking about the whole oeuvre.
Now, let's turn our focus, since we're almost out of time. I want to go with each of you to say one thing for the spring season that you're very excited about. Who would like to start?
Well,
I'd say Sunday in the Park with George because we haven't had one in 2 years. And I love Annaleigh Ashford, the Tony winner, who's playing Dot. And Jake Gyllenhaal, I think they just finally got out of the wings of Little Shop where he was standing there as everyone applauded for Ellen Greene. So he's finally getting his starring moment.
Did you see it when it was done as a benefit
No.
concert? No. Did you see it, Jesse?
I couldn't get in.
yeah.
No. So none of us have seen it.
No.
Oh.
No.
Sondheim's got a hit finally.
Okay.
No.
You, Patrick?
I agree with Michael, but I'm also looking forward to Anastasia with Darko Treshnik.
What are you, a 12-year-old girl?
Yeah.
Our producer, Myra Wong, saw it, and she said it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's
I'm working with Mr. Magoo here.
It's a classic story. It's a timeless story, and I think it got fairly good reviews.
Yeah, it did.
World
And
premiere
Darko,
in
good director, Darko.
Treshnik, who
Yeah.
won the Tony
Did Gentleman's
for
Guide.
Gentleman's
Yeah.
Guide to
And
Lose.
Is
Aaron's
Anastasia
Clarity Score.
revealed to be a total hoax in this?
No, she's not. And I think it's important that she
Spoiler
isn't.
alert.
She was later found.
Is that a
Be
spoiler
a
alert?
total hoax.
It isn't. It isn't a spoiler alert because it's really about myth making.
Yeah.
And you want to keep the myth. It was later discovered, obviously, after
That she was a
that she was a
psychopath,
total.
right? Yeah.
Psycho, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Not
and
child.
Jesse?
Among musicals, I'm quite interested in Groundhog Day.
Yes,
which
yeah.
was a big
Can't
hit
forget
in
that.
London, and
Tim Minchin, who did Matilda, wonderful score.
the story is a brilliant one, as we know from the movie. In fact, brilliant enough that Sondheim himself thought of musicalizing it for years.
But couldn't crack it.
couldn't crack
figure
it,
out.
and apparently they have. So I'm really interested to see what.
With Andy Carl.
And I would just say, in terms of, there's a lot of new plays that are quite interesting by first-time Broadway playwrights, and that's a great thing for Broadway and for the
Which ones are
theater-going
you looking
audience.
forward to?
Jitney,
Well,
Last
he's not-
Menagerie, Present Laughter.
No, I'm talking about Sweat
Little
by Lynn
Foxes.
Nottage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Indecent by Paula Vogel, who it's about time she had a Broadway premiere, and a new play
Oslo.
by Lucas Hanaith called A Doll's House Part 2, which picks up where Doll's House.
Wasn't there a musical called A Doll's Life that was?
Yes,
There
and
was,
and
directed by
I
Hal
was
Prince.
Hal Prince's
Why would they
apprentice
go
on
there
it.
again?
Oh, you
I
were,
was Hal Prince's apprentice on that show.
Was
Some
it as
people,
bad as they thought?
Yeah, it really was. Some people get to be his apprentice on Merrily We Roll Along or Follies. They get to write books and make documentary movies.
You're
got
lucky you didn't get
Doll's
stuck with.
Life.
You're lucky you didn't get stuck with Grind.
I didn't
you
know.
know,
I didn't know Doll's House was like Star Wars, where you need 8 million sequels and prequels.
Back to revivals, we have Kevin Kline in Noel Coward's Present Laughter.
A rare appearance from Kevin Kline on Broadway. We don't see it.
We have alternating actresses in Little Foxes. Laura Linney and Cynthia Nixon are going to alternate in the two lead roles, and we critics will probably have to see both.
Yes, well, you have to see
Remember
both.
True West with
Seymour-
Philip Seymour Hoffman and John C.
Yes,
Reilly?
we do indeed.
But it's a play that you can sit through twice. Little Foxes.
As
For
opposed to
some.
True West?
I wanted to say that I'm looking forward to Joan of Arc Into the Fire by David Byrne, directed by Alex Timbers.
Off-Broadway at the
Has
Public.
been done by the-
Oh, that's the same team that brought us the
Yes,
very good
Here Lies Love.
Here Lies Love. Okay, so I know it's a bit early for Tony Award predictions, and we'll have you on later in the season, but they're interesting. What I find fascinating about this season is it was the Hamilton sweep. We just knew. It was boring. Hamilton won everything. I think everything's up for grabs now. Do you? Patrick?
Yeah, I agree with you. You wrote about it in your column, and I think that's absolutely true. We always feel that there's a heavy that's come in earlier in the season, and they're going to sweep, and then things come in at the 11th hour, and it changes the dynamic altogether.
And we already have two wonderful, innovative musicals, Dear Evan Hansen and Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812.
Yep, right. Which are critical successes.
Either of them would be
And
worthy
box
winners.
office.
They'd be worthy winners for
Yeah.
Best Musical.
But we can't discount Groundhog Day.
Not at all.
Or War Paint, I think.
Or
And
Walking,
Charlie,
or
the
Anastasia.
Chocolate Factory is coming in, Shaman.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oompa Loompa.
You actually are dressed like.
Oh, they have new songs.
I think you're alternating with Christian Borle in the lead.
He could be up for 2 Tonys. He was
And
in falsetto.
Amélie.
He's giving 7 performances a week, but Michael Musto will be there.
But Donna Murphy's
Saturday
waiting in the wings.
matinees. But also, I think the acting categories are going to be really hard fought this year too. I saw Ben Platt in Dear Evan Hansen. Terrific.
Brilliant. Star making.
And everybody says Andy Karl is sensational.
He's always amazing, Andy Karl.
in Groundhog Day.
And Bette Midler could get competition from Annaleigh Ashford, Sally Field from Cate Blanchett. There were actual
and
races
possibly
here.
And Philippa Sue is in
who's the star of Amélie.
Amélie, right?
Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, one thing we haven't touched on: Sweeney Todd. Jesse, were you Hal Prince's gopher back in those days?
If only. It's a big Sondheim season. We've already talked about Sunday in the Park with George. We have this sort of environmental, immersive pie shop staging of Sweeney
They're making
Todd.
real pies.
It's like Waitress.
Real pies. No priest, however. You know, you don't. I think it's actual meat. Well, maybe. And that's
on the
off-Broadway
budget.
at the Barrow Street. And then there's Pacific Overtures at the Classic Stage Company.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't even know.
And Sondheim's working on a new musical with David Ives.
Yes.
Called
Buñuel.
which we may see at the public by the fall.
Yes.
So the rumors go.
They're having a big workshop of it in the spring, and I hear it's very good.
Yeah.
I hear it's
With
very good.
David Ives writing the book, right?
And it's based on 2 Buñuel movies.
Yes,
the
the
Street
Street
Charm of the
Bourgeoisie.
Street Charm of the
And that obscure object
Of desire.
I
No,
would
no,
like
it's
to
not that.
add-
It's the fall. It's something angel. It's not
The
object.
Exterminating Angel.
Exterminating
Yeah.
Angel.
I would
Somebody hasn't been hanging out at the film forum in a while.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I'd like to add that Miss
Miss
Saigon
Saigon.
is coming back, Bublé Schoenberg, and they have a very dynamic new actress who may be a contender in the lead.
And there's an
not know her
Asian
name.
MC.
They've learned their lesson.
All the Asians are Asians in this version.
Wouldn't they
No
be by
Mickey
this
Rooney.
point?
No, Mickey Rooney
Even the helicopter, I understand.
is Asian. All right, that's it.
made in
Listen, hey,
China.
I got to tell you, I think a lot of revivals, but all the revivals, a lot of them sound really good to me. So I think it's going to be an exciting spring on Broadway. All right, thanks a lot, Patrick Pacheco from New York One on Stage and artinfo.com. Michael Musto, you can see the Wednesday children's matinees in Charlie and the Chocolate
Oh, and I
Factory.
want to add that Michael Musto did 14 TV segments last week on Debbie Reynolds and
And with
Carrie
each one,
Fisher.
I went from, I interviewed them once to I was their best friend to I lived with them.
I was in Star Wars as her co-star, exactly. And Jesse Green of New York Magazine and occasional substitute host here on Theater Talk when I'm on
One
the
day
road.
I'll approach your greatness.
Oh yeah, well, listen, Susan has been trying to put a knife in my back for years, and I can tell how much happier she is with you than she is with me. I know, because I've been with
damn
her
happy.
for 25 years. Good night.
Before we close, I want to say that La Mama, where I began my career,
Oh God, no,
is
please.
celebrating the 50th anniversary
go.
of the musical Hair. So we close now with a segment from a few years back on Theater Talk. James Rado, Galt McDermott, and Gavin Creel singing Where Do I Go?
And where do we go now?
Where do I go? Follow the river. Where do I go? Follow the calls. Where is the something? Where is the someone that tells me why I live and die? Where do I go? Follow the children. Where do I go? Follow their smiles. Is there an answer in their sweet faces that tells me why I live and die? Follow the wind song, follow the thunder, follow the neon in young lovers' eyes, down to the gutter, up to the glitter, into city where the truth lies. Where do I go? Follow the children. Where do I go? Follow their smiles. Is there an answer in their sweet faces that tells me why I live and die? Follow the wind song, follow the thunder, follow the neon in young lovers' eyes, down to the gutter, up to the glitter, into the city where the truth lies. Where do I go? Follow my heartbeat. Where do I go? Follow my hand. Where will they lead me? And will I ever discover why I live and die? Oh, why I live and die? Oh, why I live and die? Do I live? Why do I die? Tell me, where do I go? Tell me why. Tell me where. Tell me why. Tell me where. Tell me why.
Our thanks to the Friends of Theater Talk for their significant contribution to this production. Theater Talk is made possible in part by the Frederick Lowe Foundation, the Corey and Bob Donnelly Charitable Fund, the Noel Coward Foundation, Carrie J. Fries, the Dorothy Strelson Foundation, and the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs.
We welcome your questions or comments for Theater Talk. Thank you